Welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss about series. We have discussed in earlier video telescoping series, geometric series, zero test for the divergence, and then after we have discussed about the cos integral test. But now we are going to discuss about piece series and the comparison test. So let us start with P series test. For what value of P the series 1 divided by n raised to P is a convergent. Otherwise, they may ask that to prove that series and 1 divided by n raised to P n is equal 1 to infinite. And this series is convergent if P is greater than 1. DCT, that means divergent if P is less or equal 1. So first let us start with P less than 0. Then this limit of the nth term. This is our nth term. And so 1 divided by n raised to P. So P is negative, so automatically it contains a numerator. So when we take the limit, so answer is going to be infinite, therefore the DCT. And when we have P is equal 0, so 1 divided by n raised to 0, n raised to 0 is nothing but 1. So we will get only 1. This is the non-zero case. And what does that mean by? The series 1 divided by n raised to P is the DCT whenever we have P is less than or equal 0. And if we assume that P greater than 0, then the function f of x, that is 1 divided by x raised to P, is a continuous, because we are using here integral test, because all the condition of the integral test will be verified. So first condition says it should be the continuous and positive, and second condition says that decreasing, also it is a decreasing on the 1 to infinite, and therefore according to the cos integral test. Let us first assume that P is equal 1. So integration 1 to infinite 1 divided by x dx. So here you can't apply the improper integral is there. So you have to take limit b tends to infinite. B is there, but when you integrate it, and you will get this answer is tends to the infinite. And therefore for P is equal to 1, the series is the divergent. That means whenever we have the series 1 divided by n, and it is going to be the divergent. And suppose P is not equal to 1, and these improper integrals will be written like this one. But when you put here upper limit, so you will get here b raised to minus p plus 1 divided by minus p plus 1. From this, minus b raised to minus p plus 1 divided by minus p plus 1, and minus 1 raised to finite quantity, so it is going to be the only 1 divided by minus p plus 1. But here you can see that both the terms contain this one quantity as a common. So I write the 1 divided by 1 minus p. But again this can be written as p raised to minus quantity common. So what I can represent it? So minus p minus 1. So these can be written as what exactly? 1 divided by p raised to p minus 1, and that is we have. And minus 1 will be there because this I'm just taken as a common quantity. So when I apply the limiting concept, so what I'm just going to get? This quantity I just want here, that is a 0. And this is going to be 0 if I put 1 divided by infinite. And when I can say this is going to be the infinite, I want this quantity as infinite if we have p minus 1 is greater than 0. That means p is greater than 1. So conclusion says this is going to be the finite quantity if we have the p is greater than 1. Otherwise, if I get this quantity as a divergent, so I should have this quantity must be the infinite. And when we can say that this is the infinite quantity, if I say this quantity should be contained in the numerator, and it is possible only if p minus 1 is less than 0. What does that mean by p is less than 1? So our conclusion says that this quantity is 0 if we have p is greater than 1. This quantity is infinite if we have p is less than 1. So that thing I have represented if p is greater than 1 and p is less greater, p minus 1 is greater than 0. Therefore this quantity tends to infinite as b tends to infinite. Therefore this is tends to the 0. So this improper integral, that is 1 divided by x raised to p dx, is going to be this one, and this is going to be finite quantity. And therefore the series will be the convergent when we have this one case. But if p is less than 1, so p minus 1 is less than 0, and 1 divided by p raised to b raised to p minus 1, that can be written as b raised to 1 minus p, and that tends to be infinite because this is what exactly our p is less than 1. Therefore the integral is divergent. So conclusion says p greater than 1, the p series test is convergent, and p less or equal 1, then the series is going to be the divergent. Now let us understand direct comparison test. Suppose you have given that both the series un and series vn both are the positive term series, and suppose you have given that this one relation, and if you get this one series, that is the series vn is convergent, then series un must be convergent. If you have given that this one relation and this series is the divergent, then series must be the divergent. That is we will keep in mind, and this is test is known as the direct comparison test, or simply you can say direct comparison test. So let us understand first question. These 3 divided by 4n square plus 3n plus 1, summation starting from n is equal 1 to infinite. So whether this series is convergent or divergent. So first what I'm just going to consider, un is equal this one. So but 4n square is less than 4n square plus 3n plus 1, that is the clear, because this is smaller than this one. But when I take reciprocal, so what I'm just going to get this one. But when we assume that this is the vn and this is the whatever you have, that is the un. So what we can say, the upper limit, if the upper series is convergent, then the lower series will be the convergent, and therefore by the limit direct comparison test we can say that the series is convergent. So what I can say, this series vn, but series vn is 3 divided by 4n square, and this is 3 by 4 is a constant quantity, so 1 divided by n square, and this is what exactly convergent, because p is greater than 1. P series test, what says p series test, 1 divided by n raised to p is convergent if p is greater than 1, and divergent if p is less than or equal 1. So using this one we can say this is going to be the convergent, and therefore this series is the convergent, and therefore the series un must be convergent. Now limit form of the comparison test. Suppose that un and vn both the series are positive term series, and suppose you have ratio of un and vn, and if I suppose to take limit n tends to infinite, and if I get the answer L, and if it is finite and non-zero number, then the both the series will be convergent or the divergent together. So answer is together. That means we are not able to decide based on this one. But if we get series vn is convergent, then the upper series whatever we have the series will be the convergent, and vice versa. That means if the series is the divergent, then upper series is also divergent. So let us understand one more question. Test the convergence of the series 1 divided by 1 into 2 into 3 plus 3 divided by 2 into 3 into 4 plus 5 divided by 3 into 4 into 5 plus and so on. But from this you can represent nth term, but how we can? So first you can concentrate on the numerator part, 1 3 5 7. That means each terms are having the difference, each terms having the difference, that is 2. So we write here only 2n. But when we put here n is equal 1, so it is going to be only 1, only 2. When we put here n is equal 1, so it is going to be 2. But we want here 1, that means I have to subtract by 1. N is equal to 2, so 4 minus 1, that is 3, and that is we have. But what about the denominator? So first term I'm just going to focus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so difference is 1, so I'm just going to assume only n. 2, 3, 4, 5, again n is there, but what I want 2, starting with 2, so n is equal 1, so I'm just going to get only 1 plus 1, that is 2. N is equal to 2, so 2 plus 1, that is 3, and that is we have. But what about this one? 3, 4, 5 is there, but again it is clear that the difference is nothing but n. But when I want here 3, so that means I have to add plus 2, because n is equal 1, so it will be the 1 plus 2, that is going to be 3. And this is what exactly our un, because of using the arithmetic progression you can write it. And here vn will be, you have to choose it. How we can determine here v1? So numerator contains the highest power, that is n, and denominator contains this is n, again this is n, again this is n, so it will be the n raised to q. So conclusion says 1 divided by n square is there. But according to comparison test, what I'm just going to focus, limit comparison. So limit n tends to infinite un divided by vn. But un is there and vn won't divide by n square, so n square is there. Now I'm just going to simplify this one limit. That means I have to take common. I'm just going to take n common from this one, and after that n, so it will be the n raised to cube. So I'm just write n common, so 2 plus 1 by n into n square, n into n, 1 plus 1 by n into n, 1 plus 2 by n. But whenever you simplify, so what you will get? This one only. But when you apply the limit, so this is 0, again this is 0, because 1 divided by infinite is nothing but 0. So this is the finite quantity, and this is the non-zero in fact. So also what we can conclude that the series un and the series vn convergent or divergent together. If the series vn, that is the series 1 divided by n square, this is the convergent because of the piece series test, and therefore the numerator series will be the what exactly the convergent, and that is what exactly by the comparison test. Let us understand one more question. This is the sine 1 by n, and also sine 1 by n that can be expanded. A test for the convergence of the series sine 1 by n, un is equal sine 1 by n, and therefore according to the Maclaurin series we can write x is replaced by 1 by n, but also you can consider this one. But whenever you see this kind of, so we will keep in mind that 1 divided by n raised to L. L is nothing but the lowest power. So whenever you see this expansion, so what is the exactly lowest power? That is the 1 divided, and that is going to be the common. And therefore I'm just going to assume that Vn is nothing but 1 divided by n. And this is what exactly un. Now what you have to do, limit n tends to infinite un divided by vn. But here you may assume that un is equal whatever we have, that is the sine 1 by n, and vn is nothing but 1 divided by n, and this is what exactly that is 1, because we know that limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is nothing but 1. But when I put here limit x tends to infinite, so what should be sine 1 by x divided by 1 by x, and this is also going to be the 1, and I'm just using this one, and I can conclude that answer is nothing but 1. So this is non-zero infinite quantity. But what we can say that the series Vn, but here series Vn is what exactly 1 divided by n, and this is the divergent because of the piece series test, and therefore by the comparison test what you can say series un, that is the sine 1 by n, is going to be what exactly divergent, and hence this is the solution. Let us understand one more question. This is 1 divided by n into sine 1 by n. This series is convergent or divergent. So here un is equal, that is 1 by n into sine n, and sine n, but we know that sine x is what, x minus x cube by 3 factorial, x raised to 5 by 5 factorial minus and so on. But when you apply this one, so what you are going to get, 1 divided by n minus 1 divided by n cube into 3 factorial plus 1 divided by n raised to 5 into 5 factorial minus and so on. But when you see 1 divided by n multiply inside, so what you are going to get, 1 divided by n square, 1 divided by n raised to 4 into 3 factorial plus 1 divided by n raised to 5 into n raised to 6 into 6 factorial minus and so on. And this is what our un. But whenever you assume that the Vn, so whatever you have the 1 divided by n raised to something, so n raised to L, where L is nothing but the lowest power. So what I'm just going to get, 1 divided by n square, because n square itself is nothing but the lowest power. So this is Vn, so therefore the limit n tends to infinite un divided by Vn. But here you can see that the un is there, this is our un. So I'm just writing 1 divided by n square minus 1 divided by n raised to 4 into 3 factorial plus and so on, and divide by 1 divided by n square. But whenever you apply the limiting, but before that, when you divide this separately, so what you will get, limit n tends to infinite, 1 minus 1 divided by n square into 3 factorial plus 1 divided by n raised to 4 into 5 factorial minus and so on. But when you apply the limit, so answer is going to be the finite quantity, because here this is limit un divided by vn is this is non-zero and finite quantity. Therefore, both the series are convergent to divergent together according to the comparison test. But series Vn is what exactly 1 divided by n square, and this is what convergent according to P series, and therefore the given series Un will be what exactly convergent. I hope that you have understood this question. So whenever you see this kind of example, you don't forget to apply this concept, and that concept will help you to determine the Vn. So in this video we have discussed about the comparison test, also P series test. Thank you.